Well, hello, boys and girls. Coming back at you. Do a quick one today. First things first, wanted to put out an announcement. Product managers, product owners, get at me. I have never, in 7 years of doing this, seen as much of a request for the product owners, product managers thing. I believe that there's probably a connection to the amount of Scrum Master jobs that we're seeing. Regardless of whether or not that's in fact true, product managers, product owners, I feel like we keep getting new jobs there. Best Buy just came out with one. I just put that out there because a lot of people probably already heard about that. Specifically working with voice activated deals, Alexa, Google Home, things of that nature. So if you have that kind of experience, I would love to talk to you, because Best Buy would probably love to talk to you. We'll make that happen. So, but wanted to add another little tip. I had a previous video that seemed to get a lot of views talking about SEO related tips for resumes. Here's one that came up this morning that I feel like I can address. Titles for your jobs on your resume. It's something that people run into some issue with, because what will end up happening is a lot of companies like to have their own standards for what titles are, but it's not an industry standard. And though there's a lot of ways that you can kind of figure out that there are titles that would exist across the industry, just like, web developer and business analyst and so on and so forth, there are still companies out there that will give people titles that are unique. I'll just call it that. Actually, here's a good example. Years ago, it used to be that if you worked for the nerdery doing what I do, your job title was nerd hunter, which tells me that that's not something that's used across the market widely. That's an extreme example, obviously, but I'll give another example. I had somebody who worked at Target. They were a security engineer. Their title was technical architect. Their job was security engineer. That's what they were doing. They were doing security engineering. They were dealing with firewalls, and it was hands-on stuff. So when the time came for them to look for a new opportunity, their resume said technical architect. So guess what kind of jobs they were getting hit up about? Or if they would apply to jobs and kept their technical architect title on their resume, they would be rejected for consideration for engineer jobs because they would appear to be overqualified. So basically what I recommend doing in that scenario is, and it can be handled a couple different ways, but I would say try to figure out whatever is the most generic title that is accurate to what you've done in your previous roles and use that, okay? Now, it could be a matter of putting on your resume security engineer, underneath it the content of the position just indicating that official title was technical architect, but my duties consisted of this, which made me a security engineer, right? It's going to save you a lot of hassle. It's going to make sure that you get properly reviewed for the jobs that you technically qualify for. It's going to make sure that someone's not passing over your information for someone less qualified or just casting you out offhand. It's another way in which the system exists and it has its flaws, so we try to adjust according to it and play the game. Once again, getting through to the interview process. Another way you can do it is just put down whatever you feel is an appropriate title for it, and then once you get to the interview, you can correct the scenario and just say, just so you know, my official title according to the company was X, Y, and Z. Here's why I put this. This is how it's justified. This is why it's not a misrepresentation of my skills and abilities and experience. And in all likelihood, any place that you interview is going to see that, and they're going to understand, yes, certain places have weird titles, or that is an accurate reflection of your experience. Now, where that gets into dicey territory is if you decide to call yourself senior. Well, if you haven't been given a senior title previously, usually that's associated with a promotion of some sort. You don't want to be telling people that you got promotions that you didn't get. If you want to call yourself principal, lead, anything like that, it doesn't matter if you work somewhere, you had been there for a long time, and people looked up to you. That doesn't give you a lead title. That doesn't give you a senior title. It doesn't give you a principal title. Those things are earned, and those things have to be properly represented. But to go from, client engagement analyst, and where you're actually working as a business analyst, I wouldn't say don't put client engagement analyst on your resume. Put business analyst, because client engagement analyst can mean a billion things. and you're gonna get passed over for somebody who just says business analyst if the job is business analyst, right? So that's the advice for today. Enjoy it. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. If you think that I'm leading people astray, definitely tell me. I can argue with you as to why I think I'm right. Maybe there's something I haven't thought about, which is detrimental to the people who I'm dispelling this advice to on a regular basis. At which point I'd want to know, because I don't want to be hurting anyone's chance of getting a job. So, but that's a tip for the day. All right, talk to you later.